Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Xyro and today I'm going to be showing you how I make the thumbnails that you may have seen over on my main gaming channel, xyrohofficial. A quick disclaimer before we get into the video. This isn't the only way or the most advanced way that you can do it. It is just my method. Take what works for you, leave what doesn't, and drop your own tips in the comments if you have anything to add. Also guys, this is a brand new channel, so if you find this helpful at all, please hit that sub button. It helps out a ton. Several people from my community have asked me in the past how to make thumbnails, and so I decided to go ahead and just make a tutorial for you. Which, by the way, if you want to join my community, check the description for the link. Alright guys, let's jump in. Alright guys, so everything that we're going to do in this video is completely free. All the tools that we use, it's all free, and it should take you, in theory, less than 5 minutes to get this done and to have a fully functioning working thumbnail for your video. Now, I mainly use my thumbnails for gaming videos, but I imagine that you can apply these to any kind of style of content, so do with that what you will. But the first tool is called Photopea. Now, Photopea is basically a free version of Photoshop, photopea.com. The second tool we'll be using is called Instant Background Remover. Now this works basically like any other background remover you can find. The only difference is that most other ones want to charge you a fee for exporting in a high resolution. This one allows you to export it in a resolution that actually looks good for free. Now you can use Photopea itself to do the part that we will be using this for, but it's a little bit more complex and a little bit more complicated, and I hate doing it. Honestly, this isn't the tutorial for that. If you want to find that, I'm sure that there are plenty of them on YouTube, and maybe in the future I will make one myself and figure it out, but this is how I do it, and like I said, it takes me less than 5 minutes. So enough yapping, let's go. Alright guys, so here we are, we're on our canvas. We just have the white background right now. We're going to want to go to the image that we have taken from our game or whatever to make into a thumbnail. In this case, I am using a picture provided to me by my homie Astral. He gave me this last night when I was teaching him how to make a thumbnail, so now I'm going to repurpose it to teach you guys how to make a thumbnail. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy this image, and then I'll close this and we'll come back over to Photopea and we will hit Control V. Now the image is here. Usually it will fit it to frame, but this time it made it a little bit bigger, and that is completely fine. All we have to do is go up here to edit and then go all the way down right here to free transform, or you can use Alt Control T. But we'll just use this because it is easier for the tutorial. So once we have that, now we can hold down our left Alt and use mouse wheel to scroll out, and you will see that we have these boxes here so we can resize the image. And the best method is to make it smaller, drag it to a corner, and then fit it to the frame perfectly. There we are. Perfect. Now we'll once again press left Alt, hold it down, and then scroll in with our mouse wheel to make the frame bigger again. Okay. Excellent. So now this is where the second part will come in. We have our background now, which also reminds me, go ahead and click on this white background below your layer 1 and delete it. Double click on layer 1 and name it background. You don't have to do this, but it helps for organization, and I highly recommend doing it. After we have our background set, now we're going to go over to the second tool, and we're going to once again hold left control and press V. This is going to paste our image. We're going to click verify you are human. It'll verify. Now it is done, and you see we have a clean cutout of the subject matter of our picture. So we'll hit download, standard resolution. You can get it in high resolution, but standard works just fine. Download it, close that out. It's downloaded. Now we're going to go right back over to Photopea. We're going to click on our downloads at the top right, and we're going to simply drag it on over. And now we have it right here. We're going to, like we did with the other one, put it in the corner, pull it down, and line it up. Perfect. Alright guys, this is usually where you would go ahead and add your filter to your background to separate it from the subject, but instead I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make the image just pop a little bit more and look a little bit better. So first thing we're going to do is hold left shift and then click on subject and background. Make sure that both of them are highlighted gray so that you know they're selected, and then you're going to go ahead and right click and then go to rasterize. Once that's done, go up to the top left, click on adjustment, then click on hue and saturation. After that, go to the middle slider, saturation, and we just want to grab this little circle here and then drag it to the right just a little bit. And by doing that, you can see that we can increase the color. Now if you drag it all the way over, it looks crazy. If you go all the way this way, it's black and white. We want to just get a little even, nice little midsection here where we can go from not looking like this where it's kind of washed out to just giving it some more life, giving the skin some color, giving the bricks a little bit of color, and then I think that just pops a whole lot more. We're gonna hit OK on that, and then we're gonna go up to image once more, adjustment, brightness and contrast. And then we're going to go down to the second slider, contrast, and we're going to drag this to the right just a little bit too. You can see that what that does is makes the blacks just a little bit more black, a little bit darker. It makes the shadows just a little bit darker as well, and it makes everything pop a little bit more. And combined with the saturation, this definitely makes the image just, I think, look a whole lot better than it did. To give you a comparison, here is the image before the changes we made, and here it is after. Before, after. Alright guys, cool. So we have adjusted the contrast and the saturation. Our image looks a lot better. We have our background and we have our subject. So now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to click on background. We're going to go up to the top, go to filter, go down to blur. Alright guys, so here we have a couple of options when we get to blur. You have Gaussian blur, and then you have motion blur, and then radial blur. The most common ones I see used are definitely Gaussian blur and radial blur. So we're going to go ahead and do radial. Alright guys, so we've added the radial. You can already see the background looks pretty freaking cool. It does have quite a lot, so we might just tone it down a little bit. But you can see that effect does a really good job of separating the subject from the background. We can go ahead and go one step further with separating the subject from the background by clicking on subject, double clicking on the right side of it, and then that will pull up this layer style panel. After that, you want to go down here to where you see drop shadow and toggle that box. You can see it adds a shadow to our subject, which again will help to separate it from the background. These settings can be adjusted. You can adjust the angle depending on where the sunlight is supposed to be coming from. I would recommend just keeping it at around like a 40-degree angle or so, 40 or 30-degree angle, up to you, but somewhere around that region. You can adjust the distance, so how far out the shadow will cast. I would just do it slightly off of the main subject to just give that little bit of shadow. And you can also adjust the opacity to make it darker or lighter. I think that like something like right here around 50-60 is probably a good amount. So most people stop right here, and you totally are cool to do that. This thing looks pretty good to me. I think that this serves its purpose and definitely would pull people in. Obviously, you can repurpose this exact style with different weapons, different backgrounds over and over again and make infinite thumbnails, and you don't even have to do anything else. That should be enough. But if you do want to go the extra mile, I would recommend adding some text. To do that, you want to go over here to the left side and find this little T icon. We'll click on it. We'll go to our image and click anywhere on it. You'll see this little box pop up, and then we'll simply type in the text that we want to type in. For this case, we will just type in thumbnail. After that, we'll select the text. We'll go up to the top, click on this little box in the center here so that we can center the text. Then we'll click on the black box here, drag it all the way over to white, hit OK. Then we'll go to size and make it as large as we can. Now we're going to need to adjust this more, so we'll go ahead and click edit, free transform, and now we have freedom to make it as big or small as we want. So we'll probably put it about like right there, I guess, like right there. All right, cool. So we have our text. Now we're going to go ahead, make sure that we have text selected over here in the layers panel, and we're going to drag it between the subject and the background. Fantastic. Feel free to adjust it. You want to make sure that you see that little red line. That means that you have the text centered to the image. And you just want to go ahead and adjust it and kind of line it up with your subject so that it's fitting, and you have some overlap with the subject on top of the text. But yeah, guys, as you can see, we're already kind of getting like a decent thumbnail here. We got our subject, we got the text, we got a pretty good background that's blurred, has some good effect to it. Now, this is an exfilzone thumbnail, so if we want to go one step further, I've gone ahead and prepared the exfilzone logo. So I will Control-C, copy that, come over to our image and Control-V. Once you've done that, it will add your image, and we'll just go ahead and resize it. We'll drag it over so we can see it, resize it to a decent size. And then we're going to go over here. We can just leave it the name that it is, or you can just change it. I'm going to make it just easy so that it's easy for me to see it. And then I'm going to drag it up above my subject so that it is on top of everything. Once I've done that, we can pull it over here to the right side on top of the arm. It looks best to me. Then we'll double click on the right side of EZ as well. Go down and again, drop shadow. That adds the separation from the subject and just lets you see it a little bit better. You can add a stroke to that as well, but I don't think it's necessary, and I think that this right here is a perfectly good thumbnail. Now, like I mentioned earlier, this is a process that you can just rinse and repeat. Do this over and over and over again. Alright guys, so I forgot to actually tell you how to export it, so we're back in the project, and obviously you can see it changed. I made the thumbnail out of the thumbnail that we made for the video teaching you how to make a thumbnail. But anyway, you go up to File, go down to Export, PNG, and then right here you just want to set your width to 1280 and your height to 720. Name your file. and then hit save. Then it'll save and you're good to go. Here is another one I did before starting the video so that you could see an example. We have our text, we have our subject that is separated from the background, and of course we have that radial blur applied to the actual background. Alright guys, I hope you found that video to be helpful. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in seeing my gaming content where I play games like Exfilzone, Hunt Showdown, and others, feel free to check that out. It's in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.